Deep in the forest, under the dim light of the moon, a figure appears that few have seen, shrouded in the silence of 99 nights. Today, in this diorama, I will give shape to that mystery, the forest deer. Join me as I create it step by step with clay, and we will discover the secrets that this terrifying character hides. "99 Nights in the Forest" is a Roblox game made by the group Grandma's Favorite Games. In this game, players must survive 99 days in a forest and defend against a deer-to-like aggressive creature while making sure their campfire is lit. Players also have to focus on rescuing 4 missing kids, as well as exploring the large forest or loot goons and other items, defending themselves from even stronger entities like the ram and the owl, as well as hunting animals like wolves, alpha wolves, bears, and bunnies. Each rescued kid decreases the number of nights spent that are needed to reach 99 days. Players can continue further from 99 days till as long as they want. However, this is completely optional. The deer is the main antagonist. It is a monstrous bipedal semi-anthropomorphic monster resembling a deer with clawed forelegs. During nighttime, the deer will chase the player if they're not in the safe zone, the campfire, or if outside the cultist stronghold, dealing high damage. Sometimes the deer doesn't show up, and it is replaced by the owl or the ram, which also hunt players at night. The deer cannot take damage from any source, making all weapons ineffective. However, the light from flashlights would stun him, allowing the player to escape. The deer won't invade the campfire zone safe unless the fire goes out, and will also flee as morning approaches. The deer is also the one responsible for kidnapping the 4 missing children and hiding them in different locations, as well as being the cultist figure of worship. About his appearance, this character is an incredibly large and tall creature resembling a deer, with an unnaturally large head, twitching ears, an outstretched jaw, and cartoonish large eyes. It is a facultative biped, typically standing on its hind legs, but using quadruple locomotion to chase players faster or run away. The deer is primarily brown, with black hooves, antlers, and claws that fade from brown to black. During the 2025 Halloween event, the deer wore a vampire costume with a red high collar, small bat wings, and fangs. Regarding the deer's behavior, it spawns in the forest when the night begins. There is a chance that it will be replaced by the owl if the snow biome is present, or the ram if the volcanic biome is present. When the second night begins, there is a chance of a short scene. There are 4 different scenes that can play: the deer dragging a dead alpha wolf, the deer eating a bear, the dino kid crying, or cultists worshipping the deer, represented by eyes in a cave or tent. After one of these scenes played, the deer will be active at all next nights. Once the deer spawns, it will pathfind in a straight line towards the nearest player. Flashlights could be used to stun it, although it will recover faster with each successive stun. The deer can be outrun initially, but will speed up the longer it pursues the player. The deer will also spawn during cultist raids and stand by, running away if all the cultists are defeated or if the player walks to it. Regarding its hunger, the deer can enter a frenzy-like state on some nights, with the game warning the player. The deer is hungry tonight. The game would also issue a second warning. Night is approaching. The deer is hungry tonight. Before nighttime arrives, the deer also becomes hungry whenever the campfire goes out. In this state, the deer is faster, deals more damage, and has red eyes, and will chase the player at a faster speed. It also gains high resistance to stun, making flashlights less effective. The deer will also become hungry if the campfire goes out, at which point it will appear on top of the campfire. As the days progress, especially after day 99, the deer will become hungry more frequently. Some tips to keep in mind are: due to its lackluster pathfinding and size, you could use things such as large trees or buildings to block them and gain distance away from the deer during a chase. If the player is alerted that the deer is hungry, it is recommended to stay near the campfire or be back there early before night, as the player may not be able to get back to the campfire before nighttime arrives if they are deeper into the forest, leaving the player in a situation where death is almost guaranteed. However, if the player has a teleporter, they can teleport back to base and continue the next day. During cultist raids, the deer won't try to kill anyone outside the campfire. It will just stand there and can be scared away simply by approaching it. However, if you are far from your camp during the raid, it will still hunt you down until the cutscene finishes and after the raid. On day 1, the deer is completely harmless and will not hunt anyone who exits the campfire. This is a good opportunity to scavenge for necessities. If your campfire goes out at night, immediately start running away from the campfire or place lightning rods around the campfire and quickly find shelter, because the hungry deer will instantly spawn next to the campfire if it goes out at night. Be wary, as enemies such as wolves will start to spawn if you are away from the campfire. Tall structures such as tree houses or watchtowers are recommended. The deer remains mostly dormant during the first few nights before becoming more and more active. If any of you have more tips for this game, please leave them in the comments. Some interesting facts about this character are: the deer is the entity that appears the most in many of the game's promotional images and is considered as the game's mascot. The deer's jumpscare is so long, the audio will loop once, shortly before the jumpscare ends. The deer can very rarely bug into the campfire during daytime. The deer seems to deal more damage as the days increase. If the player somehow got enough days, the deer can one-shot the player. A popular community speculation is that the deer is the mother of the missing children. There is no strong evidence, either by developer statements or otherwise, to suggest this. Secondary to this speculation, it is the idea that the deer rescued the children, thinking they were lost, and is aggressively protecting them from the players. The deer likely takes inspirations from cryptids such as the nut deer and contemporary depictions of Wendigo, both of which are predatory monsters that superficially resemble deer. The deer is likely male due to the presence of antlers which only develop on stags. Exceptions include hormonally imbalanced female deer and reindeer or caribou, where both male and females develop antlers. However, its antlers do not appear in the children's drawings. As they only resemble a deer, they may not exhibit the male and female characteristics seen in the family, making its gender unknown. When the deer is hungry, they can sometimes manage to climb over shelves, thus making the shelves useless as barriers. This is due to his increased speed, also making it easier to go through doors. The normal deer can sometimes get through door frames. The hungry deer sounds are reminiscent of that of a wild boar. The only animals that the deer is scared of are the owl and the ram. Whenever the deer is hungry and cultists are attacking on the same night, its eyes won't be red when standing next to the campfire. The deer, despite the ending cutscene when 99 days are completed, will still appear. This is likely because the first 99 days are the only lore relevant ones. This has been all for the moment. I hope you enjoyed this little diorama of 99 Nights in the Forest. Comment what you thought about it. If you want me to make the other characters, please help me to get this video to 1000 likes. See you in another 99 Nights in the Forest made of clay.